Bernie Sanders just finally said what we've all been thinking about Joe Manchin.
And the agenda there. Senator Joe Manchin, of course, abruptly pulled the plug this week on the Democrats'
No, Martha,
plans
he didn't
to
abruptly.
pass.
Martha,
Okay, okay. He abruptly on Friday
He didn't abruptly do anything.
He was negotiating for a
sabotaged
while.
the president's agenda. No. Look, if you check the record 6 months ago, I made it clear that you have people like Manchin, Sinema to a lesser degree, who are intentionally sabotaging the president's agenda, what the American people want, what a majority of us in the Democratic caucus want. Nothing new about this. And the problem was that we continue to talk to Manchin like he was serious. He was not. This is a guy who is a major recipient of fossil fuel money, a guy who has received campaign contributions from 25 Republican billionaires. Do you think this guy is serious?
Senator, okay, you say he wasn't serious, but Manchin says his main goal is to do what's good for West Virginia, and he's worried about inflation. Listen to what he told the West Virginia radio station. Listen to this, please.
Is that right?
Inflation is absolutely killing many, many people. They can't buy gasoline. They have a hard time buying groceries. Everything they buy and consume for their daily lives is a hardship to them.
Your reaction to that, Senator?
Well, look, the same nonsense that Manchin has been talking about for a year. West Virginia, it's a beautiful state. I've had the pleasure of being there. Great people. It is one of the poorest states in this country. You ask the people of West Virginia whether they want to expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and eyeglasses. You ask the people of West Virginia whether we should demand that the wealthiest people in large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. Ask the people of West Virginia whether or not all people should have health care as a human right like in every other country on earth. That's what they will say. In my humble opinion, Manchin represents the very wealthiest people in this country, not working families in West Virginia or America.
And Senator Sanders, I want to end with, if these provisions don't get passed, doesn't look like they will, what does that mean for Democrats' climate goals and the climate itself?
Martha, it ain't Democrats. It isn't the president. It is the future of the planet.
This is exactly how everyone should be talking about Joe Manchin right now. Joe Manchin's not a conservative Democrat or a moderate or a centrist. He's a saboteur. At best, he's an obstructionist. I grew up in the 606 area code of Eastern Kentucky, and I was next door neighbors with West Virginia for a good portion of my life. No one in West Virginia lives like Joe Manchin does. The guy's a multimillionaire many times over. He owns a yacht called Almost Heaven. His last name is Manchin. I mean, if we're keeping it 100, Joe Manchin is as West Virginian as Kentucky bourbon is Russian. And Bernie's right. West Virginia is one of the poorest states in the country. It also has one of the highest percentages of elderly residents, many of whom would stand to benefit if Medicare were expanded to include dental and vision benefits, as the Build Back Better bill has stipulated. And Democrats have had well over a year to know that Joe Manchin is not negotiating in good faith. The bill's been written, it's passed the House. The only thing holding it up in the Senate are Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. Like the Southern expression goes, there's hay in the barn, but we're not feeding the horses. As always, really appreciate you watching. If you like breakdowns and analysis like this, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the Really American YouTube channel. I'm Carl Gibson with Really American Media.